The motorsports media are essential to NASCAR. They tell the story of the sport, showcasing NASCAR's talented competitors and hard-working contributors to millions of fans across the world. Named after broadcast icons Ken Squier and Barney Hall, the Squier-Hall Award was established to honor the best of the best in motorsports press. This scribe was a trusted voice inside the NASCAR garage for more than 40 years. He joined the Associated Press in 1969 and became the lead motorsports reporter in 1980, a role he held until he retired in July of 2009. His nationwide reach coincided with NASCAR's enormous popularity growth, and his stories brought the colorful characters of NASCAR to millions around the United States. A true professional and expert storyteller, 2025 Squier-Hall Award winner, Mike Harris.
When Mike Harris launched his journalism career, auto racing wasn't part of the plan. But it was there that he found his calling and built his legacy.
Here is Jeff Burton crossing the finish line and winning the Las Vegas 400.
Mike Harris joined the Associated Press in 1969 and became lead motorsports reporter in 1980, a role he held until retirement in July of 2009.
AP was a big deal. AP was everywhere. You could be in the Greensboro paper, which had a circulation of 100,000, or you could be in AP, which had a circulation of 100 million, because it's everywhere.
When you had somebody from the Associated Press that was there on a regular basis, he became that byline, and he became that conduit all across the United States.
Throughout his career, Harris played a pivotal role in transforming NASCAR from a niche sport into a nationwide phenomenon.
Is a champion of the Daytona 500.
Mike was a critical part of magnifying NASCAR to a broader base of fans and people across the country.
What always separated Mike Harris from everyone else is he covered the sport, but he also understood that he wanted the sport to flourish. And he wanted the sport to make the jump to becoming a big league sport.
Mike Harris, Associated Press. Jimmy, I think it's safe to say that when you came into the sport full-time in 2002, you were not a heralded driver. Looking back at it from that point to now, could you ever have envisioned being where you are now?
Mike Harris brought the thrill of motorsports into the homes of millions, capturing the spirit of the drivers and the excitement of the track.
It's going to be a drag race. Wow! They touch! They touch! They don't even get him!
Admired by fans and respected by all who knew him, Mike's legacy lives on both in his stories and the friendships he forged along the way.
Mike was always a gentleman journalist. He truly was a gentleman around and very respectful of everybody else that was doing what he was doing inside the sport.
The greatest compliment that a motorsports journalist or journalist of any type can receive is, you were fair. I didn't agree with what you wrote, but you were fair. And the compliment I always heard about Mike Harris, and still hear to this day, is, you were fair.
He would listen, and he listened to what you said. You felt like he would lull you to sleep sometimes because you felt like you were having a conversation. Then you'd get in trouble for what you said.
The thing about Mike is he was always so respectful of those that were around him. If we were going to be doing a live interview radio versus he was getting something on tape to write, and recognized there is that mutual cooperation and give and take that he always provided. It was never about Mike, it was about the greater good and about everybody had their own role.
The media center is a lot like the garage. So you arrive, you don't know what you're doing, and there are those who see you as a competitor, and there are those who see you as someone that they can help. And in the case of Mike Harris, he always saw young media members as someone that he could help. Mike Harris identified me as someone that was young and I probably looked lost, and he put his arm around me and was like, what do you need to know?
While covering the heroes of the sport and the characters of the owners, the crew members, the drivers, he himself became a well-known name that people would migrate to follow the sport because of his ability to do it so well.
Please welcome Mike Harris, the 2025 Squier-Hall Award winner. Now, Mike, your reporting prowess definitely helped NASCAR grow into the juggernaut sports property that it is today. What does it feel like to be honored here amongst people you worked with throughout your entire career?
Well, it's obviously a huge honor, and I just think of all the people that I've known in the sport for more than 40 years, and it's just amazing to me. I'm amazed to be here.
You have seen so much in your time covering NASCAR. How many people do you think you interviewed, and how many races do you think you attended?
Well, I know I attended more than 2,000 races in my career, not just IndyCar, or not just NASCAR, but IndyCar, Formula One, sports cars, but mostly NASCAR, and loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Mike Harris, everyone.